Yeah.
Welcome everyone to committee meetings for Monday, December 9th. We'll start off with County Services Committee.
No. Yeah.
Mr. Bloomer.
For the last time, County Services meeting coming to order. 6:02. We have 9 proposed action items.
Wow.
Authorizing lease agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging in the town of Jewett. Handle.
Overball.
Overbaugh. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Number 2, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging, Greene County Department of Human Services and the Delaware Opportunity. Leg and Handle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Number 3, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging and Senior Projects of Ravenna. I'll move that. Do we have a second?
Second.
Whoever.
Chairman Linger. Second.
Chairman Bloomer.
All in favor?
Chairman Bloomer, just a quick refresher, what's the difference in the prices and why? 14 as opposed to 7 from Halcott? Why is that like that? I know it happened last year too, but what was the reason for that, Sean?
Well, the difference of having to have per meals at a correct temperature, so they have to come from a separate spot. I'm guessing the place in Halcott is closer to where they're being delivered.
And also the senior projects, they do their delivery, they do the delivery.
Oh, so they're charging for the delivery
Yeah.
too?
Food.
Oh, all right.
Have the service where the people are, and this is.
Okay, gotcha. Understood.
Wasn't
Thank
that like the mom's meals thing or something?
No,
Where they
that's-
have
that's frozen.
Yeah.
So it's really just they're charging different.
Charging
Different companies.
Yeah, different companies, different areas, different businesses.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a movement and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
Carried. Number 4, authorizing agreement, Greene County Department of Human Services, Aging and Unlimited Care, Inc.
Overball.
Handle and Overbaugh. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Chairman, just a quick question for Kim. You noticed with the increase in the hourly rate that we provided these people, has that alleviated the ability to get people?
No, right, it's hard in this field as in every field, but I know that they were working on, the human services was working on some negotiations to be able to, provide mileage, reimbursement, and up the fee a little bit to be more competitive. It's very hard. It's hard to fill those roles. It really is.
I know we've continued to go up over the
Well,
last
the
several
state
years.
implemented a raise
Yeah,
for the workers, which is only really one part of the reason why there's a shortage. I mean, the hourly rate is one thing. So of course, the agencies that we contract with are passing that on to us. And we have a limited amount of funding, so every year the rate goes up. But it's not addressing the other factors associated with the shortages in this industry. So it's kind of, they're passing on the cost to us, but they.
right. So my point is so we've raised to try to bring up a level of hourly pay that would attract people to do it, and it's still not doing it.
Right, it really hasn't accomplished it the way that they thought it would. What we did, and I kind of stole this idea from Putnam County, we have a dedicated aide, one of the contractors that we've been contracting with for years. I met with them and asked them if we could get an aide that would be dedicated to our clients. Because typically the aides work maybe 2 hours here, 2 hours there. So this person has our clients to provide that higher level of care to the bathing. So they know that they're gonna be working a certain number of hours. They also get a higher hourly rate. And we pay them mileage to kind of sweeten the deal. But the flip side is that we are able to take people off the wait list who are waiting for that service, because it means a difference of remaining in their home or going to a nursing home, which is so much more costly.
Is there any, a lot of these seniors, are they all by themselves or do they have family close by?
A lot of them, it's kind of a mixed bag, but a lot of the families are still working.
I was just wondering, I mean, if there were family members that knew that these people were getting $39 an hour, then I don't go to this job, I stay and take care of my mom or my dad or whoever, or my aunt.
Yeah, do the workers get the $39 an hour?
No.
No, what happens is the people with the company are getting it, so when you give them a $2 raise, they don't get their $2 raise, they only get a little bit of it.
You're supposed to,
But they don't.
you know, we don't have any way of knowing that.
Good. And this is anybody that's using nursing,
Yeah,
Right.
they're all short.
yeah, oh yeah, the facilities are short, the long-term care facilities are short.
Everyone.
It's hard work. I did it 40 years ago and it was hard then. When I was
Yeah,
20.
that's what New York State did with that. We got acres, so.
Like to figure out what we can do.
Yeah,
Strategy rather than
Yeah.
just raising the level of pay, something else.
right, you know, and it's, part of it is keeping people in their homes, and part is we are addressing the needs of the caregivers. Because if someone has to leave their job to take care of a relative, then, you know, they're removed from the workforce and, you know, it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue across the state, but particularly for us because we're such a rural county.
How does that work when you contract with a company like this? And I'm using a family as an example. So I know Daryl has a good point. I know the level is $39 an hour. And then certainly that actual employee doesn't get that hourly. But what if we said to the family member, well, we can give you $30 an hour to take care of your mom or your dad or something?
That's called consumer directed, and that's Kyra's department does that, but ours does
Oh,
not.
you can't do that?
No,
That's
not
gotta
with
be
our, not
separate?
with the funding that we get. We
Okay.
don't do.
Sean, what's the savings?
That's for Medicaid, that's for lower income.
These companies as opposed to having,
Shop.
the county.
That was so lot of people who would take care of.
I go to shop,
elderly.
in total, had 41
Yeah, I mean, that would be.
authorized positions at the time was.
Tax cut. You know, to be able to do that, something like that, for you guys.
That was-
Yeah, I mean, it would need a lot of needs.
Ed, you lost control.
Completely.
Sorry, Ed, sorry, Ed.
Going out with a bang.
All kind of little meetings.
Time.
Yeah, let's see if there's
It's
something.
good to know you did that 40 years ago. My arthritis gets much worse. You're gonna do it again. All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Number 6, authorizing MOU between,
Five, yeah. Number 5.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Number 5, authorizing agreement between Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Visiting Nurses Home Care.
True.
Lennon.
True and Lennon. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Authorizing, MOU between Greene County Department of Human Services and the Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Planning for transportation services provided by Greene County Transit. Overbaugh, Handle, in that order? Really close there. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number 7, appointing election commissioner of Greene County, Deborah Fromer.
Lennon.
True.
Lemon, and True. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Authorizing chargeback of election-related services and materials. Overbaugh. And we have a second. Lennon. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? I am opposed. Okay. Number 9, establish capital project number 161, payroll senior center.
True.
Lennon and True. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Second from Lang as well.
I'm not opposed, it's just for a question for Sean is the breakdown on this, the ARPA. Where's that coming from? Directly from ARPA or from other projects?
That was a note I sent out with the excess money from the gas line.
So was that now?
340,000 came back to us from that project. We were closing out 2 other projects that was the dollar amounts you see there for a grand total. We're under a requirement to commit our ARPA funding by 12/31. I have to report that by.
Sure.
Okay. So this is a pretty fine-tuned estimate. What could happen, because we took 340 back, that a final invoice may come to us from CH. Because we're basically closing out the project. You might get a small bill at the end and I might have to pay for it just out of contingency because I needed to commit that. I needed to commit that ARPA, I couldn't leave ARPA money on.
It either gets committed or we send it back.
And as you go forward, Central Hudson, that gas line went in. As people hook up or development occurs, the county will get refunds back for every hookup.
No, there's no connecting, there's no connection.
There's no connecting. We did the infrastructure. We get nothing back for people tapping into it.
That's correct. Because the economic development out of the new tax
Right.
base for jobs.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ed.
Chairman, before you close this, Matt, did you get that email? I did. Kyra sent, I wasn't sure if you had a question for Kyra since she is here. If you don't, I'd like to thank Kim Kaplan for the pinch hittings and the last meeting as well. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Thank you very much, Kim.
For the opportunity and for all of your support for the wonderful programs that come from Human Services. And it's been a great experience, and the spirit of volunteerism and community service that I see from the department and from all of our volunteers. I see people coming in the door all the time. They're bringing gifts for the veterans. It's really very impressive. And I have to say, I'm just so proud of our community.
Yes, my condolences to them.
There still are veterans to adopt on the tree outside my office, outside our office. Not gonna be on the second floor.
Before we close, does anyone else have anything for county services this evening?
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you much.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Eddie.
Good job.
See, that was a straight face.
I can't.
Call public work committee to order at 6:15. And we'll start with, highway superintendent's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Of the 7 state and federally funded projects that we have currently on our list, County Route 40 and 61 are now in the final design phase. We're currently working on permits and right-of-way. We're really pushing for those 2 projects to be done next year. So if we can get right-of-way approval done this winter, we're hoping to put out those for RFP for contractors, get those 2 projects going. All the other ones are still in various phases of design, preliminary design, right away. Unfortunately, County Route 1 culvert replacement in the town of Halkett. We were probably about a month delayed with the subcontractor, and unfortunately winter has set in. So with the weather, we're we're struggling trying to get that project completed. They are estimated to do a deck pour on the 17th, which is next Tuesday. They do have winter concrete expected, so we're gonna be heating the forms, heating the concrete blankets. But we're at least trying to get the deck poured and get that opened up for the new year. Going to solid waste. I don't know if anyone has been to the Casco transfer station lately, but construction on the residential drop-off area has been completed. I would look at you, anyone that's familiar with it, to go and take a look at it. They did an excellent job. Keller Construction did an excellent job. Paul and Bob Balkenberg did a great job overseeing the project. I think it turned out extremely well. It came out actually better than I thought it was going to be. So, and it's working right now. The residents seem to have accepted it and are using it properly.
Scott, I had an opportunity to take a look at it. Wonderful job. Very safe environment. Well labeled. Nice job.
Thank you.
The traffic flow increase and the reduction of the light. Now with that roof is so much better.
So much better.
The separation of the materials. Before you had people backing up and either just waiting for an accident to happen.
Right.
So much safer.
Now Keller Construction has shifted over to the tipping floor. There's been unexpected delays based on some of the excavation, what we found. They did pour one side of the floor. Now they've shifted over to the other side. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, they'll be prepared to pour that floor as well. I think they've worked out the kinks as far as the concrete mix and means and methods of pouring it or placing it.
Who brought the concrete there? What company was it?
It is,
Bonded?
no,
Cranesville?
Cranesville.
Cranesville had this mix? Made this
Correct.
mix?
And it is 100% placement and not pouring. It was, yeah. You'll see on the agenda, we're heading into the next phase for Casco Transfer Station and for the scale house replacement and the new maintenance building. Every year we have insurance come and take a look at the building, and they keep on flagging us for having our mechanic in the same space as the baling machine, cardboard, recycling material. So we're trying to get them out of there, out of basically the work environment, over to their own exclusive shop. That's on the agenda.
Scott, on that building, if you put a building up for the maintenance, what other use will we have for the freed up space now?
We can actually, we're thinking about getting another baling machine to bale plastics. We could do another baling machine, do additional cardboard. It just opens up more space and opportunity for other means of either recycling or other activities, really. Just getting our mechanic out of that building is a big.
Yeah, the break room and all that.
Right. And if you've been there, the break room is in the back of that shop. I think that.
Oh, Scott, question on the speed limit signs and lights in Caro by the elementary school. Any update on that?
We will have estimates, or we put out proposals for contractors. We'll have costs by the end of next week.
And the next week?
Or sorry, this week, end of this week.
Okay. Do you feel we're gonna be able to have a
Yeah,
construction season?
it depends.
Or have to wait till next year?
Depends on two things. It's procurement of the material. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to procure all the different components. And then it's a roll of the dice with the weather. Do we really want to get into ripping out sidewalks and doing construction in the middle of winter? Unfortunately, 3 weeks ago, we were at 60 degrees and it was.
Well, if we're not able to do it,
We will have prices and we will definitely put it up for resolution but it's really gonna be dependent on
Right.
Do we really want to roll the dice?
So I'd like to really move it along as an early project next year.
Yes.
Yeah, accomplish it.
And that's what's put out the, lock in the cost with the contractors and when they're available and actually get the material and when the weather opens up, get in there and get it done.
Okay, thank you.
Got the scale house, I saw that in the B and L report that it's gonna be a pre-engineered building.
Similar to the one that we could put in for the residential drop off. So basically, they're gonna form up the, foundation and drop it right on the foundation.
All right, and we're allowed to do that? I mean, isn't there issues with,
It's a prefab building.
it's a prefab building, isn't there issues with,
No,
you know, public works projects?
only if it's stick built. So if we,
Right, I understand it's a shipping container, but I thought we had issues where you couldn't necessarily do that because of whatever, the tail walls, wicks walls.
no, there's no, not on a container, office structure like that.
100 containers for the 100 containers for your office up there.
Got the resolution on.
From rain erosion.
Yes,
Is that?
that
one
is,
at the bridge?
no, this is for the investigation of the area by Grail Farm. Basically, there's the borings and the inclinometers and that, which,
Yeah, let's see, Jim Smith was working on that already.
correct. Yes.
They get in over their head or what?
No, it's, the resolution for that is right now.
That's like between Jeff Flags.
Correct.
The second bridge.
Correct.
Down by,
Which,
Sickles Creek.
Right.
So is the slide then that's in the area of the Coxsackie Creek, the bridge that we're replacing next spring, is that one as part of the bridge
that is
project?
part of the bridge project, correct?
And that's been engineered already?
Correct. We're in permitting and right away with DEC for the permits and the state as far as the state.
Well, you guys are going towards the river, you're going.
Yes, that's the temporary structure is gonna have to go around.
That's gonna be a detour in place.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right by Lowe's, Jordan, and Van Griffin Lane.
Right.
So it's not gonna be upstream, it's gonna be closer to the downstream side. And it's gonna be one lane, it's a one lane structure,
Absolutely.
traffic light.
Multi-pose. Scott, moving to the proposed action items. Number one, accepting the proposal for engineering services necessary for the maintenance building and scale house replacement at the transfer station. Bueller.
Handle?
Bueller should handle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number two, accepting proposal for engineering services for the replacement of County Road 2 over tributary, CIN 02-05-755-BRT, town of Prattsville. I'll move that. Second. Second by Mr. Legg. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number three, authorizing county highway and solid waste superintendent to appoint CPL as consultant for engineering design services for replacement of the State Brook Valley Bridge over the 10 Mile Creek, bin 32000840, town of Durham, pin 176.
Handle?
Lennon.
Handle Lennon, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number four, authorizing the highway department to enter into an agreement with CDM Smith for engineering services necessary for the investigation and repair of two slope failures along County Route 51 River Road in front of the Baltimore. Over.
Second.
Linger. Your homework, and then.
Wonderful work, congratulations.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Authorizing purchase and amending capital project 151 youth fair welfare building.
Or.
Line for
And like.
and lead. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 6, establishing capital project number 162 for the purpose of slope stabilization on county roads.
Rivera, Linger.
Rivera and Linder, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Anything else to bring before public committee before we close?
Motion to close.
Adjourn.
Let, and let.